Pradeep, while doing the recording, is it possible to give the name for the record? What topic you have told in that record?
Uh, Topic wise, it gets this difficult because multiple things I would be saying it right. So uh, yeah. So here condition thing uh, mm, yesterday, which we were looking into. So where is that condition? So one was about this giving dynamic data. So we have looked into how we can give some random names, random numbers, and then random dates and some sort of other things. So you can get those things. Apart from that, yes, we were looking into the conditions thing. So in this conditions, we had a condition saying, okay, uh, so the condition was if the logout button appears, then we were trying to capture or verify uh, the user account. So what here condition does is if this condition gets satisfied. So there are two things: condition would get passed or condition would get failed. So in if condition, when the condition gets passed, meaning logout exists true verifies. So if this is getting passed, condition is getting passed, then it goes to then statement. And then whatever you have written, it's not only one step that you can do multiple steps here. Same way, after a specific condition gets satisfied, what you want to do is what you need to specify. So here we are specifying we would like to capture the user account on the page. So that is one thing. Other thing, when the condition doesn't get satisfied, it would go to else, but else has not been written. So if the condition is getting failed, this step it's just Tosca ignores and then goes to the next step, whatever you have written. So if I have to give some sort of other example, okay, I will give. I'll first take set buffers, and then in this set buffer, I'll give A, I'll give B, let's say. So A value I'm giving 10, let's say, and this is 20. So I'm setting A and B value, and now if you would see uh, to do some mathematical operation or this thing expression to evaluate, we use evaluation tool. So in this evaluation tool, we also have this examples, right? B of minimum 1 less than 2, all these things. So same way, here we can write those expressions. So expressions here, I would say, what if I just say, now A and B are the buffer names, right? So how I can specify this buffers? It is curly braces A. And then for B, it would be curly braces B. And so what relation do I want to establish here is, so here what I will take is, I'll take A equal to B. So if A equals to B. Now if I run this one and then the next one, what it would give? Basically fail. It fails, right? Because the condition, like even not the condition, but the expression that whatever is returned, it goes to false, because 10 is never equals to 20. So in this case, what you have to do? You have to either change B value or A value both to be equal, or change the expression. So if you can say instead of this is A is less than B. So at this point, now the condition gets satisfied. The evaluation tool gets true, and then expression is getting evaluated to true. So, so this sort of mathematical, whenever you want to do, you need to use this T-box evaluation tool. Now here, based
Just a
on
minute.
yeah.
Here you didn't give anything. So where it is going to execute?
Just within Tosca itself, so just it sets this value and then it executes A less than B
No, no,
within just
because it is opening the browser, but nowhere it is navigating, it is executing. So,
because we so this things these are not related to browser, right? This is just generic thing, general thing. So what this tbox set buffer is, what it does, it sets the variable values. And where does it sets? It sets here in your buffer viewer. So if you see A,
yeah, I understand the purpose concept, but my doubt is about it is going to the browser and it is come back again by saying successful. So I thought you are
it's
opening
not going to
all.
the browser. Browser is my behind this page, backend page. So if I just close this and if I just run, it's nowhere related to browser or anything. Whatever the screen is, see, this screen is open. Let's say I've just minimized this. That's it. So it's nowhere related to browser or anything. So
Okay, it
browser
is
was
just
opened in
minimizing the Tosca and it is
correct,
executing.
correct,
Okay,
correct. Yeah.
okay.
So and yeah, this just it internally it does this, stores this value, and then this expression it evaluates. That's it. So here we know A less than B. Now after this, if we have set buffer, again I'm using set buffer C and then D. So 30, 40. Now you see expression, if it is failing, if the expression is getting failed, you see it is getting failed, and then uh, after failing, it's just doing this. uh, I would want this to be okay, let it fail. So after failing, I would use a condition basically, even after passing or failing. So what I will do is in this condition, just remove this thing for now. So we have one condition. We will pick this condition. So expression, based on this expression, let's say we want to do something. So that something would be like what I would say. Uh, so how you can relate this particular thing is uh, this two values. Let's say you are getting, or one value you are expecting, the other value is what you are getting it from the application by some other buffer, by some other way. As I was uh, telling to Nawaz yesterday, wherein price related, one is price related, one is the discounted price. So we have two different prices, and then when we subtract this thing, we get the actual. So once after this subtraction, and at that moment, depending on the condition like if the subtracted price is greater than some value or less than some value, then go to some different page and do something else. If this value, if the subtracted price is equals to so and so thing, then do something else, or else do something. So that exactly the situation is what you just have to uh, create by yourself as kind of practice when you say it. And when in real time, yes, based on what the requirement is given, you would be able to write the conditions. So you just have to understand it in a just the functional way, manual way. Understand, okay, if the price is this, then we have to do that. So when the simple saying is that, same way you add a condition. If the condition, so what, how something is visible, something is not visible, or some value is less than something, some value is greater than something, or this value is equals to this value, then in then block you just add the steps what you want to do. Okay, you want to navigate to so and so page, and then you want to click here, you want to click there, and you want to check this value, check, verify something. So that sort of thing you have to do. Or else other one is, if this condition is not getting satisfied, then in else part, do in this block do something else. Instead of navigating to first page, navigate to third page, navigate to third page and click here, and verify this value is this something. So that sort of things you would have to uh, add it. So that's what we did yesterday, wherein our condition was to verify if we are on a specific page. So how did we verify it? We verified it by saying that particular element is exist. If that element, after doing some operations, let's say, so this one, where does it come? So if you see here exact thing, wait on, right, after get displayed username. So here, this condition would go and sit in this place. You see, we had clicked on login and we did up depending on the credentials now. Depending on the credentials, what it does the next step. So next step is wait on. Even before wait on, let's say, I would keep it. So now here, if you see, there would be two things. One is uh, this condition may get satisfied depending on credentials if you have given correct. So it goes there and it checks this thing, and then the page would be visible, and then condition gets satisfied. Since the condition gets satisfied, what are we doing after condition is getting satisfied? We are buffering. We are doing it this way. And if depending on credentials, if it gets failed, like if after doing that it comes to the condition, and if the credentials were wrong, this condition gets failed. When this condition gets failed, it goes to else statement. Else statement is not there, so it doesn't do anything, and it goes to the next one. Next one, when it goes, it again waits, and this also gets failed. So because the credentials were given wrong, that's why our test step was failing. Even condition got failed, but it moved to the next one. We wanted it to move to next one, and that's why we moved. Else, all these steps, what we can do, all these steps is of after login successful, right? So those things you can just drag and keep it in your then statement. And now if you would see login, and if login is successful, how are we saying successful? Logout button should appear. If logout appears, then we are saying login is successful. So login is successful, then we are doing next steps. Else, what are we doing? We are not doing anything, and we are just going and closing the browser. Am I making sense, Aruna?
Yes, yes, I understand.
Right. So, and other thing is, if you don't want to do, if the condition is getting failed, so you have else condition, else block, and in else block, you can leave this empty and run it, but nothing happens. But this is not a good practice. So when you have taken something like else block, you need to at least do something in this else block, or else don't even take this else block. So like that it should be. And in else block, so if it is not getting uh, successful, what you want to do, you want to try it once more. If it is that requirement, you can come here, and then this time you give proper credentials. So I'll just show you some example. uh,
We
1 2
can
3 4
say
5
this
6.
like, Pradeep, if we are trying to log in and they are saying you are not registered, then in the else case we can register and we can again go back and log in again.
Correct. That is your
Right.
requirement. So that completely comes on your requirement. That's what. So this is a scenario. Yes, we can take it this way. So that is what I said at the beginning. Such conditions or such things you need to just create by your own and then practice it according to that. So if it is not logged in and if it shows the user is not registered, so pick that user, come, make that condition first satisfied, saying user is available or not. If user is not available, then you go to the then statement and then you register with the same user. And after that, again repeat, again redo these things, go to the application, logging in, and this time it should log you in.
Yeah, if it is success, then it jumps to the rest.
Correct, correct.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing, one more catch in this is, so as soon as you do it this, so verify, when you use verify statement is nothing but it immediately checks for the step. But since login, after login, the page would be in loading state. When the page is in loading state, Tosca doesn't wait, and it checks this and makes the condition false because logout button to Tosca it has not appeared. In that case, Tosca should have wait for a while and then it should have checked for the condition, right? Same thing here. What you can do is uh, you can add some wait on times, like uh, uh, T-box wait that we were using 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So some hard coded wait and then after that check it. Or we can use even wait on would until Tosca completely uh, waits for the default amount of time. Like default amount for the wait on we would be setting is, so in the settings option, T-box, the T-box engine, which is this what I would say is okay. So this settings, so this options, you just explore more so that you would be having a bit of idea. Just where is this synchronization and wait for this thing. Okay. So synchronization, if you say in T-box synchronization, we would have two ways. One is synchronization timeout during wait on. So during wait on, in the sense the wait on that we are using, and it is what 20 so this is in milliseconds. So nothing but 20 seconds. So 20 seconds is what the default Tosca would set, and normal is 10 seconds. It has set for any steering control in case of unsuccessful thing. So here, these things you can change it if you want. So you can change it to 20, 25 or whatever time limit you are looking for. So 20 seconds. If you want, you can keep it to the, like, in general, we will give 1 minute of time, which is what 60. So 60 seconds we would set it, but I'm fine with 20 for now. Um, so 20 seconds we are setting it. If you any time further, if you want, just come here, change these things. So that what it does is this wait on this time. So when some wait on is failing, so Tosca immediately doesn't throw us error. It waits for that 20-second period of time. Within that 20-second period of time, if the application is getting load, then the step goes successful. It pass and then it goes to the next one. Even after
Uh,
20 seconds, if the page is not getting displayed, then in that condition it gets failed. Then in that situation it gets failed.
yeah, Pradeep.
Yes.
So we have two options, right, for wait on. So which one it will pick?
Uh,
For wait on, we have two.
that setting you are saying, first one and the second one.
Yes, that is for 1 second and 10
Yeah,
seconds and
10 seconds and 20 seconds. So 10 wait on, wherever you are using this wait on, so it is like 20 seconds for the wait on. Synchronization during wait on was there, right? So that property relates to this wait on. And the other one time was 10 seconds. That 10 seconds was of let's say you have asked to click on login link directly. You are on a page and you have asked to click on login link. Now here login link is not present, right? And if I am trying to click, so if I'm trying to click, Tosca doesn't immediately throws I'm unable to click on login. What it does is it waits for some period of time. Now, what is that some period of time? It is the other wait that you have seen, which is 10 seconds. So 10 seconds, you see, after 10 seconds, it is throwing error, saying it is Tosca is unable to, it would throw error basically. So this kind of error when it has to throw, it is waiting for some specific amount of time, right? That specific amount of time was the other synchronization time. So even this time, if you want to increase, go there, change it to 60 seconds, and then come here. When you execute that step, so within 60 seconds, if this login link is somehow, okay, I will show you this thing. For now, it is only 10 seconds. I assume it is 60 seconds. So 60 seconds, what I will do is before the 60 seconds gets elapsed, I'll make sure that login link appears. Now, if you see login link is appearing, it is clicking. After 4 or 5 seconds, it has clicked on login.
okay, before that time on is
Correct.
expiring, if we are giving that, okay.
Exactly.
But the first one is for wait time for identifying the element, not for wait on.
Yes, correct. For any element, just for this element or something, some Tosca, when it has to kind of got some error and it wants to show to you. So that wait time is that synchronization time.
Yeah, got it.
So now this wait on, it waits for 20 seconds. So since login screen would be loading and within 20 seconds, we are sure our screen gets displayed. So that is where we are not going and changing anything to that. And then coming here, so we are not immediately checking it. We are checking for maximum of 20 seconds. Within 20 seconds, yes, this one, if the credentials are correct, within 20 seconds, it would give and then go there. Else, if it is not correct, then it goes to the next statement. So here, if you see here, I'll just execute. So please enter valid email address because I've given a wrong email address. Now it has not logged in. Now what it is doing is next step, it is checking for the condition and wait on is given, which means for 20 seconds, it waits. And then within that 20 seconds, if it doesn't see its logout button, then it goes, the condition gets failed. When the condition gets failed, uh, what did we do? We have given the correct credentials. So now if I would show you, you see, after entering credentials, what it did is it executed the condition. And condition, if you see, the logout was failed. Wait on has failed. Why the wait on was failed? Because on the screen, we just had an error message, right? So due to that error message, the condition logout appearing button didn't go well. that is where this condition got failed. When the condition got failed, it has executed the else block. If you would see, it has executed the else block. In else, we have written enter login credentials, and again, since we are on the same page, so that is where we are entering email, password, and clicking on login button. And after this, we had seen the page was logged in. And then after that, what did we do? We asked nothing, just close. So here, if you would see, so this condition got failed and it has went to the else statement. In else, I have again re-logged in with the correct credentials. And then after this, again, if you have any other steps to display, capture some username, then what you can do, yes, get displayed username. Okay, let's say I want this one. So I will add it here. So in this case, I'm just capturing and then closing. I can even do this way. Or else, at the first step itself, if we gave correct credentials, what it would do? So what it would do is it would come to a if condition, and that condition gets satisfied, it goes to the then, and in then statement, it performs all these things. So this is what it does. So are you clear with this if condition? I don't know.
Yes, yes, Pradeep.
Cool. The other thing is we have while and then do while. So two loops kind of thing. So we don't have for loop in this, but we have something called create do statement, create while statement. So we have these two things. Uh, so how and what's the difference if I just have to say? So pick one.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
say
Just a minute. So there we already discussed, right? So if else if is success, then if you want to do the if statement again, then it's supposed to be like a for. Then how can we do here?
supposed to be like
For statement once it is
for
done.
statement. Okay, okay, yeah, that's what I'll show you that thing with the help of this while statement. So while we can use kind of as for thing. So I'll explain you in this example. So let's check this create while thing. Okay. I'll do is I'll copy this process. Just do so this is one process. I'll just so now in this so in while again what do we have? In while we have a condition and a loop. So here uh, condition and the loop. Same way for if as well we have condition and then some then or else thing, right? Here in this while or do while we would have condition and the loop. What is the difference between do while and while is? So while when we check for some condition, let's say a is equals to 10. So now depending on a value, let's say a value we have given 5. So 5 is equals to 10. The condition would be what? True. When the condition is true, it goes to the loop. And in loop, whatever you have said, it would do that. And after that, once it has reached to the last step, after the last step, it again goes to the condition and it checks for the condition again. And in condition, what do we have? We have again a equals to 10, which is 5 equals to 10. Again, the condition is getting true. Then it goes to the loop and again it does the same steps. And after reaching to the last step, again it goes to the loop and checks again condition gets satisfied, this thing. So this loop thing, it keeps on doing it until the condition is getting false. So if you have not given such such scenario where your condition in any situation, if it is not getting to false, what it does is this one, it keeps on doing this continuously. Forever it goes if you have not given any limit thing. So in normal in Selenium or this thing, when you do it through code, so there whatever condition, so uh, if you have given some condition which that condition it never gets false, since that condition if it never gets false, it keeps on doing it and the system may get hang and it might go somewhere stuck, right? So to avoid that such condition, what this Tosca people they have did for this while condition is, if you would see in the properties section for the while, maximum repetitions, there is some property which is they have set to 30. So 30 times it would keep on doing it if the condition is getting satisfied loop. So 30 loops, 30 repetitions is what it does. And then after 30, 31st when it comes, it doesn't go that time, and it says Tosca has reached out to the maximum while loop condition repetition thing. So and then it stops and then goes to the next one, or yeah, if there's nothing it stops. So that is how it goes. Only thing is in while condition, first the condition is getting checked and then it goes to the loop. In do while, what happens is, if you would see do while, first the loop is executed at least once, and then once it has executed one time, then it checks the condition. Based on condition, it assumes or it sees whether it has to repeat the loop or it has to go out of this iteration. So whatever condition you would give, based on that it acts accordingly. If the condition is getting satisfied, true, condition is true, then it goes loop. Condition is false, it comes out of. That is the simple thing. So while there can be possible like loop might not be executed at least once, so this completely depends on what condition you are giving. But in do while, loop for sure it executes once, and then depending on condition whether it would do for the second time or not, it depends completely on the condition. Again, even for the this do, it has set for 30. So if you want, you can change it to 10, 20, whatever number you want, or increase it to 100, 200 repetitions. Based on your requirement, you can change it. So this is about while do while. Here, if I have to give you, so let's say my, I'll take the same condition wherein after login, I won't do this step basically. Just remove this. So after login, I'm just doing while condition. I don't even do while. So in while condition, my condition is to check for logout button to appear. So now if logout button, I'll say verify, just let it be verify this time. So I'll say verify. I'm checking for this verification condition, right? Now here, if the condition is getting satisfied, I'll do then statement. In then what I am doing, I am just performing all these steps. So which means in my loop, I'll just repeat buffering user account and then get displayed, verify, and do all this stuff. So I'm doing this sort of thing here. So in the while condition. Now, so what it does is it checks here. If condition is true, comes to the loop, executes this. So if after execution of this, again it goes to the condition. Again, if the condition is true, then it does this. So I'll just execute this one and I'll show you how it is going. Oh, okay. So here as well, when it is log out. So first step, even before login, you can check if the logout appears. You put a if condition. If logout appears, then in then statement, click logout. So that is another scenario. It has clicked on add to cart thing, and now it is checking again for condition. Now something has got failed. If you see while repetition in loop itself, uh, this step has failed. What is this? No matching shopping cart. So shopping cart thing, yes, I didn't add it because it is already. So this step is so before after clicking on books, after doing this, if you want to verify, click on this shopping cart thing, first we have to navigate to that page, right? So since we have not navigated to that page, it is failing. So what you have to do next step, scan this shopping cart thing and click on the shopping cart thing. And once you click on this, then it does the next step. So for now, I'll just remove this. So this one gets passed, and I actually wanted to show that pass condition thing. So we use this if while conditions very often. So get thorough with this topic.
Yeah, I'll practice.
Yeah. So and again, as I said, create your own scenarios, own thing. So this, if this thing is there, I'll do that. Or if this thing is showing coming, and then I'll do this kind of repeating. So that generic thing, it is nothing but a generic. Based on your requirement, what you want to do is what you just have to understand that part. No, something has failed here. So if you see uh, repetition one for the first time, what it does, condition got successful, verified, it was passed. So verification was successful, which means the condition, whatever you have written, was true. When this was true, where did it go? It had went to loop. It had went to the loop statement. And in loop, what are we doing? In loop we are executing all this stuff. So we did all this. After that, what it did, it again went to the condition things, second iteration, second repetition. So second repetition, even for the second time, the logout button was still appearing. After doing all this step, the logout button was still appearing on the page because every time it appears. So since it was appearing, uh, uh, it again went to this, and it was trying to do all this stuff and verified. And then this step, something categories, books thing we were clicking, and that books thing, it is already clicked or it is changed. So that is where it is, uh, this is not getting satisfied. So which means, uh, so second iteration, the condition got passed, but the loop, whatever you were doing, is failed. But here, this is not the actual scenario, right? We just want to do it only once. So only once when you wanted to do what you should be like kind of checking the specific condition. So you should give a condition wherein for the second iteration that condition shouldn't get passed. You need to give it that way. So logout button is not ideal scenario in that. So after login, you get a logout, and then you are doing next steps. Instead of that, you can check for what uh, or this loop repeating, by default it is there. What uh, you can pick, I'm just trying to still think of a condition wherein it is would be meaningful. I'm still trying to think of that, uh, but then yes, I would say just understand this concept for now, when these things would be executed. That is more important. Now, based on scenario, when you practice, when you redo it by your own, when you are doing it, you would only be understanding, okay, this is what I can put a condition wherein it would just execute once, and for the next time it shouldn't go. Or since you just wanted it only once, you shouldn't be using while condition here. You should just use if condition. If condition is logout appear, then do in then statement. You shouldn't be even using this while here. Am I clear, Aruna?
Yeah, yeah. Concept wise, I understand, brother.
Correct, correct. So here, so for our requirement, since we don't want to do it multiple times, we just only wanted to do once, and based on the condition. So that is where we would choose if rather than while, and then if condition we put, and then we do this. But while only, what we would do is, again you are saying, right, uh, condition is getting true, then we do something. So condition gets true, and then this. Yeah, I don't want to confuse you more. So understand only the topic. Same thing again. What we can do is we can use do while instead of this thing. So as I said, it would repeat once. So loop would be executed. So same thing. What we will do is all the steps. Yes, I want to do by default, and after doing it, I want to and then condition. My condition would be check if not this one, but shopping cart page is displayed. If shopping cart page is displayed, then I want to click, how we can say shopping cart page is displayed related to this. We can say, okay, verify this shopping cart thing, right? So this uh, from this modules, I just add only this one, not taken any other. Or login was unsuccessful. Let's say I want to pick this. So this is my condition. If login is unsuccessful, it shows me credentials provided are incorrect. Or this one. Let's say this is verify exist, meaning, so when we get no customer account found, so when we are getting this one in a condition, uh, what we would do is we want to first do some things, and then after that condition, we'll say, okay, no customer account found. If this is exists true, then we are saying again repeat this. This is not actual scenario, but then if you execute this, it does all the step, and then it checks the condition gets false. Once the condition gets false, it comes out of the loop. So yeah, this examples are not relevant, I would say, with the condition thing. The only thing is when you just practice something by your own, and then in that case, I'm sure by yourself even you would be coming up with some sort of conditions. Okay, if this is not displayed, if this is not there, we will do this only once. And then if this is not there, until this comes, we'll let's do this repeated number of step continuously until something comes up on the page. So that way, those kind of conditions, those kind of things, when you do it, you would need to either choose if, while, do while conditions on that. So one more, just not related to this application, but as a general thing, if I want to, now let's say, okay, I so while I guess you had some idea, what I will do is in this do while, I'll use this do while. First, I'll write the condition. Condition is so when A and B. So let's say I'm not doing anything to this. In loop, First, I'll do just only while. Yeah. In the while condition, first thing is condition we have to put. Now condition is what I'll take is, I'll take the same condition. If you would see condition, A is greater than B. So A value is 10, 10, 20. Or since we know it is not greater, it is less than. So what do we have here? A is less than B. So 10 is less than 20, which is true, right? If it is true, then let's say we will do some sort of operation for here. For now, I will say, only thing is, okay, whenever that value gets satisfied, I want to launch application. When the condition is true, I want to launch the application. I would not only wait, just don't want wait, only something I'm doing, let's say. So when the condition is true, I'm launching the application. And after that, it goes to the condition again. And the condition again, since it gets true, it launches. And then again it launches, again it launches. So after launching, I also want to close, let's say. So post condition, not only close browser is there, right? Yeah. So after launching, I also want to close. So launch and close. So condition is when this value is getting true, I want to go to the loop, launch and close application. Now, if we execute our test case, what it does, you just check it. See, it is launching and opening and closing. It is opening and closing, opening, launching application, closing, launching and closing, launching, and it keeps on closing. See how many times it is just launching and closing. See, so how many times it does? Maximum repetition. So if you see now, something got failed. When it gets failed, here the maximum number of 30 repetitions was exceeded. So repetition 1. So every time the condition was getting satisfied and loop was executing. So nowhere in any of the repetition you are not changing your condition to make it false in some situation. That is where it is going to the maximum and doing it. So 30 we have given, that's where by default thing it is taking 30. But then that 30, yes, you can change it to 100 times or 200, or just say less number of time. You can even change it. I'll just say 5 times, I'm fine if it is doing. Then it does still 5 times, and then it says maximum repetitions you have reached. And yeah, so you need to do something in this case. Something is what? Either change your condition, so in some situation it should get failed, or I don't know what else you would do. So this is not a proper ideal scenario where you should leave your while condition that way. So you need to modify. So what you can do is, so we know 10 less than 20. And now what I will do is maximum repetition, I'll keep 30 only, let it be. Don't want to change it, or 20 is also fine. So 20 I have set. And now in loop, when I launch, I'll close the browser. But after that, immediately what I would do is, I would change the value of A from 10. I would say, since the loop has done once, executed once, I will increase the value of A by some means. Let's say I want to increase it by 5. So how I can do? Here, what I need to do is, I need to take set buffer. So in this set buffer, I want to change the value of a, right? So I'll keep a here, and then whatever a value is there plus 5 is what I want to do. I said right. So I would say, so a is in nothing but it is in buffer, right? Buffer of a plus 5. So when we do this, only this step, if we execute it, a value is what? 10. 10 plus 5, is it giving 15 to us, is what we have to see. So this, is it giving us 15? No, right? It is giving 10 plus 5. So as exactly what you have given, only this buffer value is changed. So 10 plus 5. But here we don't want, this is basically nothing but a string operation in this value, and then we are adding some more strings. So 10 plus 5, we don't want that 10 plus 5. We wanted the value of 10, 10, and then this is plus 5 is nothing but we are doing mathematical operator. So mathematically, when we are saying it to do, so how we can you use this? Yesterday I've told you about this. So we need to use math operation of square brackets, and in here put this. So now math operator. So here if you see now a value, it should be what? Giving us that 15, not this plus that. You see, a value 20, it has been set because I don't know a value, why a value was okay earlier notification. Now a value is what? 20. 20 plus 5. If we just rerun this thing, the a value would be 25. Yeah. So if you keep on executing this, so 25 plus 5, 30 would be given here. Now next again 30 plus 5, 35 would be given here. And then 35 plus 5. It keeps on going. How many times you just run it? It that many times it does that. But now you see, understand this in from test case point of view. So instead of 5, I will give 2 for now. I want to show you more things. So what are we doing here? I'll just execute and I'll show you, so that you would have a bit more understanding. You see, 5 times it did and it closed. Now if you would see, your a value was 10, b value was 20, and then repetitions. So repetition 1, if you see condition, uh, 10 is less than 20, it was true. Since it was true, it went to the loop whatever you said it has did, and in loop at the end you are changing the value of a to 12. So previous value plus 2 is what you did, and it was 12. Now at this point, since the a value was 12, it again goes to the condition. So which means in the second iteration, it goes and it checks. So 12 is less than 20, which is true. Then it goes to the loop statement, and whatever you said it does. And then after that, again you are changing a value to previous value plus 2, which is 14. So 12 plus 2, 14. And now 14 condition pass repeats 16. Then here 16 gets passed, and then here 18 gets passed here, and then it is 20. And now 18 less than 20, yes. And next 20 in the condition 20 is less than 20, no. Less than or equals to, if we give, even this would get satisfied, but we have not given equals to. So if you wanted to give equals to, we can say less than or equals to. So this time even this one would get passed, and then it goes to the loop, and in loop it does whatever it has to, and then changes 20 plus 2, 22. 22 for the next iteration, 22 is less than this thing, no. So condition gets false, and once the condition gets false, it comes out of that loop. And after that loop, what is there? Nothing. So it stops. If something else is there, it goes that. So this is about this while condition. This is how somewhere you need to, at some sort of condition, you need to get the something failed. So in real time when we use this, sometimes a page uh, is still loading and we are not getting wait on, let's say 20 seconds we had put log out to appear, log out 20 seconds, wait on. After 20 seconds, uh, this condition would get failed. Once the condition gets failed, it goes to the else statement. Or condition is getting failed, right? So since the condition is getting failed, it comes out of the loop. But here we need to make sure condition should not get failed. So instead of waiting for logout button to appear, we will say assume logout button is not appearing. So logout button, if it is not appearing, we want to, in the loop, we want to wait for some more time. Instead of 20 seconds, wait another 20 seconds. So 20 seconds it wait, and then once this loop is executed, again it goes to the condition and again it checks the condition. So this time after 20 and 20, 40 seconds, did the page loaded? It is still loading. So if it is still loading, what are we checking for? Logout button should not appear, and logout button is not appearing because still the page is loading. Then condition again still getting passed, it goes to the loop, it waits for another 20 seconds. Now this time, once it read that, again it goes there and checks the condition, logout button not appear. But here on the page, after waiting for 60 seconds, the logout button appeared. At this point, uh, our condition, what we said, it should not appear, but on the page, the logout button had appeared. So condition is failing. Once the condition is failing, it goes out of this loop, and after logout button appears, what you want to do? Continue what you want to do. That way, that is what conditions, those would be the scenarios wherein you would be using these conditions. So same way, while and do while, only difference is if you wanted to execute your this step at least once, then use do while step. Copy, paste, and then this thing. I want this you to explore more. I cannot say all these things in this sessions, right? So I'm just trying to give you an idea how it can be used and what. So where and all, you, based on its usage, you need to understand and do it. So if you would see this while now based on A and B, right? Let's say A I have given 30. Now B is 20. And now if I have execute this thing, what happens? You see, I have also used while, I have also used do while. So it has executed. And now if you would see, A value is 30, B value is 20, while repetition 1, condition. So condition got false. When the condition got false, in while, it didn't do the loop. And then it went to the next step. Next step was again do while. In do while, what we had written? We had written loop. Loop was to change this open application, close, and then assign value of A to +2, which is 30 plus 2, 32. Now with 32, what this do has done, after doing loop once, it has went to the condition and it checked 32 is less than or equals to 20, false. Then it had come out of this do while, do loop, and then it was doing next step. Next step was nothing, so it stopped. So with this example, you can see while when the condition is not getting true, it is not executing the loop at least once. But in do, it is first executing the loop and then it is checking the condition. So that's the only difference in this loop. So am I clear on this do, while, if, conditions, loops?
Yeah, Pradeep. I'll try to figure out the scenario and I'll practice and I'll show you.
Right. Okay. Okay then. Yeah, do you have any questions? Any further questions?
No, no, Pradeep.
No.
That's
Okay
all.
then. Thank you.